Hi everyone, I hope that you're having a good day so far. I apologize in advance if any of this is a little bit choppy. I haven't filmed one of these videos yet. This is my first one, so I'm gonna work hard and hope that it runs smoothly. So bear with me. This week's readings for me were very interesting. Honestly, this whole class has been very interesting and informative for me, and I look forward to the new readings that we have every week. It was great to learn more about all of these models that help us have more family engagement in our schools. I honestly didn't know about these, so it was eye-opening to me. The four models that we learned about were the school family community partnership model, the math and parent partnership in the Southwest model, the curriculum enrichment model, and the transformative education context model. So we were asked to name those, and then we were also asked to discuss which of the models stood out to us the most. And honestly, two of them did. I really liked the ideas behind the curriculum enrichment model. As I was reading it, I was thinking to myself, yeah, this is great. Like, this would be so helpful in the school that I used to teach at or in the future schools I'm going to teach at. And then as I got to the transformative education model, I also, of course, thought that one was incredible. And in my opinion, I thought that one was a little bit superior to the curriculum enrichment model. But I actually think that they are both great. And I had this idea because as I was reading about the transformative education model, I had the idea in my head that, this would be hard to implement. This is a big change for people. And I thought it was interesting that as I kept reading, Grant and Potter even said that at the end. They said, and I'm trying to find the quote, it says, "However, this is requiring a huge paradigm shift. If a school truly is going to implement the transformative education model, because it doesn't just set out to transform the curriculum, but it sets out to transform every single bit of education, there's going to have to be a lot of changes." And so as I was reading, I thought to myself, well, maybe the curriculum enrichment model is a good stepping stone for a school and a community to reach the capacity that they would need to be able to fully implement the transformative education context model. Because I really liked the curriculum enrichment model. And of course, there are holes in it. Like was as stated at the end of the explanation, it says that there are holes in the model because it leaves up to the interpretation of the school how they're going to implement these things, how they're going to implement the cultures and the backgrounds of their students. The school could throw a food fair or they could throw a festival and invite the parents, which is great, but in my opinion, sometimes it can be a little superficial. Or the schools can, go the extra mile and do home visits and stuff like that to really change their curriculum. And again, of course, it's really only focused on the curriculum and not so much all aspects of education, like the transformative education model. But in the end, I really think that the curriculum education model is a great stepping stone for a school or community to reach the transformative education context model in the end. And that's my opinion on those. I was also so taken aback, and I just loved reading about the experience in the chapter that we read called La Visita, or The Visit. I just loved reading about the teacher who went and visited her students to get to know them better. I just have been so inspired by this idea, and I think back to the school that I taught at, where most of my students were Latinx, and they were incredible students, so smart. And I wonder if I had asked or if I had pressed, if I would have been able to go and do more home visits or get to know the parents more, because I think that would have really opened up my eyes so much and helped me understand my students better and get so much more parent involvement into my classroom. I liked at the end of the chapter that we read in her experience, she talks about how her eyes were opened because all these stereotypes that these students had attached to them because of who they are and who their parents are and because of their upbringing really didn't exist in these specific students' lives, that their families were present and they were loving and welcoming. They sent her home with a huge Tupperware of mole. They really changed the way that she viewed these students and their home lives. And of course, she got to know those parents so much better by sitting at their table, eating with them. And I think this is what it's all about. Getting to know our students, getting to know their parents, getting to know their home lives, understanding how we can best educate them in the classroom. And we can only truly do that if we know who they are. So those are my thoughts from the readings this week. I thought it was incredibly informative, and it has me thinking as an educator, all of the things that I could have done better and all of the things that I can do better in the future.